If someone we love is in a controlling relationship, we want to be able to help. We want to be able to notice power and control dynamics, and we want to offer the best kind of help and support. So, what have we learned already? Let's take all the movies about domestic violence and lump them together to see what are they teaching us as a culture about domestic violence, and also what are they teaching us about how we can help both the people in an abusive relationship. So, movies like Sleeping with the Enemy, Enough, Diary of a Mad Black Woman, Safe Haven, all the Lifetime movies that aren't about switched at birth. If we look at them together, we can see patterns like it only happens to straight couples, mostly white women, and everybody is young. But we know that intimate partner violence can happen in any relationship, of any age, gender, or sexual orientation. Now let's compare this to a definition for intimate partner violence. It is a pattern of assaultive and coercive behaviors used to establish power and control over how the other partner thinks, feels, or behaves. On this chart, we can see different examples of coercive behaviors that can show up in a relationship. Notice that all of the segments are describing emotional and psychological tactics. Physical and sexual abuse exists to a lesser degree as a policing boundary. One of the patterns of these movies is that they feature physical violence as the scariest over verbal, sexual, or emotional abuse. But actually, emotional abuse is the most common form of abuse in a relationship. Emotional abuse is the first form of abuse to occur, the most common, and the one survivors even likened to brainwashing because it is the foundation that convinces someone to tolerate physical, sexual, and verbal abuse. What are the ways to help that we've learned? I want to point out that the happy ending of all of these movies is the destruction of the perpetrator by being cast out of society or killed, not actually a useful strategy. We also see the survivors in these movies as heroes, except that's not positive. They're heroes only once they've left or killed their abuser. I want us to be skeptical for a second. This doesn't send a message of support to survivors. It sends a message to survivors that they are not respected or powerful until they cast out, leave, or kill their abuser. What a debilitating message to be giving survivors experiencing manipulation. We can be a better support than this. We can hold abusive behavior accountable without harming them. And we can acknowledge all survivors of domestic violence are strong and resilient, regardless of what complicated choices were best for them to make. Franklin University supports every student to reach their full potential. If any student is experiencing domestic violence or intimate partner violence, they have resources to help. Resources that understand that these are difficult choices, much more complex than these movies might say. There is discreet support for you through the Title IX office, telephone number, and email, or you can use anonymous reporting at Lighthouse. If you would like confidential community support, SARNCO has a 24-hour helpline and aftercare advocates who are able to help. Franklin University is here to help. And we also want to support you as a bystander if your friends or family members are either person in an abusive relationship. By understanding emotional abuse, we can give more support and compassion to anybody who is stuck in power and control relationships.